going on, guys? So out of request, I'm making a video on our progress and everything that's happening at our shop so far. We've seen some pretty amazing things thus far. We've been open for just about 2 months now, and everybody that signed up for the first month has signed up for the second month, and that's pretty amazing. I'm not surprised, honestly, for what I've seen so far. We're doing red light therapy, and we have really awesome red light therapy beds. We have 2 of them, and we have molecular hydrogen. We have an infrared sauna, a cold plunge, and a mild hyperbaric chamber. So everything's got its place, right? We're covering water, oxygen, and light, essentially, right? And heat. Those are kind of all the things that we need to survive. That's what plants need. That's what humans need. Everything on the planet needs those things, right? So we'll start with the hydrogen. I went with the Lourdes Hydrofix because it has the most research done on it. The Japanese know what they're doing. They're implementing all this in their medical establishment. I've seen firsthand what molecular hydrogen can do. I have an autistic son, leaps and bounds in his vocabulary, his temperament, just a bunch of things that I've personally seen in my own family happen with him and the hydrogen. It's pretty amazing. It's a huge antioxidant. So oxidative stress is essentially when your body has, there's too many toxins in the air that we breathe, in the food that we eat, in the water that we drink. So molecular hydrogen is a super antioxidant. So it goes in there and it neutralizes free radicals and eliminates oxidative stress. That's one of the main benefits from it, along with a list of thousands of pages of research done in Japan, and it's gaining traction here too, right? So there's a lot of machines out there, and I'm not saying that they're bad, but I know that the Lourdes has pure metals. They rigorously test their machines, and like I said, my own experience with my son, I have a niece that had a stroke. She didn't talk very much, very little, was falling down, having seizures. She's been inhaling and drinking the water for a month now, and she's speaking. She's not falling down. She's not having seizures. Just that in its own speaks for itself, right? I mean, how many people do we know that's been through a stroke, and especially at such a young age? It's a pretty hard thing to go through, and to see something as simple as a pitcher of water that you can drink and inhale from make that much of a life-changing effect, you know, and to see it personally is another thing. So that's just a few of the things where we also have been doing a little bit of research on wound care with hydrogen. We have a family friend that had a really bad wound on their foot, and we did hydrogen foot soak, red light therapy on the foot, and then Manuka honey, which that's a whole nother deal I'll have to get into in another video. But those 3 things combined together thus far, we've seen a couple different wounds heal in probably literally twice the time that they would have on their own. So that's pretty amazing on its own. Combining the red light with the hydrogen and the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, there's some unreal effects that are happening with those 3 things combined. The cold plunge and the sauna, they've been around for a long time, and those things are great on their own, but really the oxygen therapy, the red light, and the hydrogen together, there's something synergistic about those 3 things working together that is doing some amazing things. We have a lady that has a bone that wasn't growing back together in her arm. She got attacked by an animal, saving her dog. She was in the hospital for a while. They did some surgery. They couldn't get the bone to actually reattach. And just after less than a month of doing some of our services, she went back to get surgery, and the bone's growing back together now. So I can't sit here and tell you that that's 100% what happened. Was it just from here? But it's been 2 years and nothing was happening. And so it kind of leaves it, kind of puts out there that I would assume that obviously that had a lot to do with what's going on. I know that she's 100%. She's like, no, that's what it is, that what it has to be, because they were telling me my only other option was surgery, right? And she goes back there and the bone's growing back together. So anyways, I just wanted to make a short video and kind of let everybody know what's going on down here. We're in the Harbor Shopping Center, below Blue Water, and in between, right by the Brass Fountain, if you're familiar with Brookings. I do all my research, guys. It's my heart's into this, and I wouldn't, if anybody knows me, they know that I don't do anything half-assed. Like if I'm going to do something, I go 100% into what I'm doing. I put my heart and soul into this, and it's gaining traction. We're getting more and more people coming in here every day. We're getting more stories. The research is coming out on all this stuff. The National, what is it? The National Library of Medicine just actually put a thing out talking about COVID and hyperinflammation. And so it's the TLR-4 inflammatory response pathway, and red light is actually, they're showing promise 80% decline in secreted cytochrome. That's cultured in human cells. So there's real research that's coming out all over the place on the red light thing in the United States. So we're hearing more about it. We see LeBron James using them. We see Jake Paul using them, Joe Rogan, Dana White. There's all these, you're starting to see red light stuff going on. You're starting to see hydrogen thing going on. So jump ahead of the curve. We're working with MaxGen Labs right now, and we're doing genetic tests. So that way, when you're taking supplements, you know that you're taking the right vitamin B12. You're taking the right stuff for your body. You're not, a lot of times people are taking vitamins and it's not doing them any good, right? Because certain people can't break down different ways they deliver the vitamins. So you can get the genetic test done. You can find out exactly what you're deficient in. If you carry a gene that you're more apt to get Alzheimer's or dementia. I mean, it goes way in detail. So it's pretty important. And if we partner with 10X, which franchise with them, I should say, then we're going to do the genetic test, and we're going to bring in Nursyn, and we're going to start doing vitamin infusions. And that's ahead of its time right now. There's very few places doing genetic tailored infusions, right? So you come in and you had the genetic test done. We look you up in the computer and we mix you the electrolyte mix or the vitamin mix or whatever you got going on. It's tailored to your genetics. I don't think people really realize how important that is. And I didn't, up until 4 months ago, I didn't realize how important it was. And I stay up on all the new health trends and everything, and it's such a big deal. This is what Joe Rogan, this is what Dana White, this is what LeBron, this is the professional athletes, this is what they're doing. This is why they can do what they can do, because they're optimizing their health. And red light therapy, molecular hydrogen, oxygen therapy, genetic testing to knowing what you should and shouldn't eat and what vitamins you can and can't break down and the amounts and everything. That's all important, you guys. If you're going to spend a bunch of money on exercise equipment and do all this other things, like genetic test is once, your genetics never change. You get one genetic test, for the rest of your life what you got going on, and you can prepare for things, and you can supplement for deficiencies that a lot of you might not even know that you have. Like, you don't realize how good you can feel until you feel good, right? Like it's a real thing. Like, you hear people say that. It's 100% true. I mean, when you're deficient in B12 and vitamin D, you don't realize how bad you actually feel until you feel normal again. So anyways, I'll make some more videos. Come on down and see us, Full Spectrum Light Therapy in the Harbor Shopping Center, Tuesday through Saturday. And I'm usually always here, and my wife's here, and we can explain more to it. And once you get in one of these red light therapy beds, it will give you hydrogen water when you get in or when you get out. You feel amazing. And once your mitochondria starts working, creating ATP, you don't even realize how much better you're going to feel among all the other things that we offer here. So anyways, come see us. It was good talking to you guys. Thanks.